In the cold dark of space, where stars look like small fires floating in the night a week, signal travels from a broken ship near the edge of the Orion Arm. The ship is old and damaged, with smoke coming from every side, and power systems flashing. In red, inside the ship, a small creature with silver skin and big eyes speaks into a recorder with shaking hands and fear in his voice. He is a smuggler from the planet Drex, and he knows he is going to die, but before that, he wants to share one last secret with the galaxy. His voice is weak, but clear, as he says they are coming for it. They will not stop until they get more. They do not want planets, they do not want gold, they want something only humans can make, something sweet, something alive. They call it human nectar. Then there is silence, the signal cuts off and the ship vanishes from all scans far across the galaxy in a hidden market on the moon of Verith. Traders whisper about the signal. They say the smuggler found a new supply of human nectar on Earth and tried to escape with it, but someone caught him. Maybe the collectors, maybe the council, no one knows. But one thing is clear, human nectar is real, and it is the most wanted thing in the galaxy. No one agrees on what human nectar truly is. Some say it is a chemical made in the human brain, others say it is not a thing but a feeling. Some say it is a mix of fear and love and pain, but all agree it is powerful. One drop can make a Threxan warrior fall to his knees in joy. 2 drops can make a ruler forget his empire. It is sweet, it is strong, and it is forbidden. Long time ago, the Galactic Council made a rule. No one is allowed to collect human nectar, no one is allowed to go near Earth, without reason, no trade, no contact, no harvest. The rule was made after the first war of Craving, when 5 alien species fought each other over a small group of humans. Taken from Earth, many died, many went mad, and the galaxy almost fell into chaos. So the Council said no more, but rules mean nothing to those who are hungry. Across the stars, rich aliens hold secret meetings in their palaces. They invite guests and serve special drinks that glow gold and smell like rain, and music, and always the same question is asked in a whisper: is it real? Is this true nectar? And the host only smiles back. On Earth, humans live without knowing any of this. They walk their streets, they laugh and cry and fall in love. They go to war, they write poems, they break hearts, and in those moments they create what the galaxy wants the most. One night in a quiet town in the mountains, a boy cries for his mother, who never comes home. His sadness is deep, his tears are full of emotion, and in the shadows, something watches. A collector wearing human skin. He listens to the crying, he scans the air, and when the time is right, he takes a small sample from the space around the boy. Then he vanishes. The next day the boy feels empty. He forgets the dream he had, he forgets the strange shape outside his window. He only remembers the paint. The collector returns to his ship. He holds a small glass container, glowing with soft yellow light. He places it in a cold case, marked level 10 rarity. He smiles and sets course for the nebula exchange, where 1 drop of what he holds can buy an entire planet. The hunger grows, the craving spreads, and somewhere deep in council space, an alarm goes off. The Earth is being watched again, and this time it may be too late to stop what is coming. Now they do not just want the nectar, they want the source, far from the shining cities of the council, far from the peace zones and law patrols. There floats a giant station made from scrap and silence. It spins slowly above a dying planet, and its lights blink like stars in a storm. This place has no name on maps, no guards, no rules, but everyone in the galaxy knows what it is. It is the black market of Varnic. Ships of every kind land here every day: broken cargo, freighters, stolen fighters, silent scout pods, and even luxury cruisers with false IDs. Aliens walk the metal floors, wearing cloaks and masks, speaking in coded clicks and signals. Here secrets are sold like candy. Here banned weapons rest beside rare spices. Here human nectar flows. In hidden rooms, the market is always moving, always alive. 1,000 tunnels twist through the station. Vendors shout in 10 languages, offering shadow deals, mechanical arms. Carry boxes marked with warnings, smells of fire, and flowers mix in the air. And deep in the lowest levels, behind a gate made of bone and crystal, sits the true prize, a small shop, lit by 1 red light, a doorway covered in mirrors. No name, no guard, only those who know the code can enter. Inside is not a shop, but a chamber. Cold, quiet, sacred. There stands an old being called Zarel. No one knows his age or his species. Some say he was once a scientist. Others say he was the first collector, but now he is the keeper of nectar. He does not speak, he only watches as customers enter and kneel. Each customer brings an offering. Some offer blood, some offer stars, some offer their memories in crystal form. If Zarel nods, they are shown a vial. The vials are kept in black cases under silver glass. Each vial holds a golden liquid that glows like sunrise. 1 drop is enough to make a cold-hearted killer feel joy. 2 drops can melt fear. 3 can erase time. The vials have no labels, only symbols. Each symbol is a story, a heartbreak, a victory, a goodbye. One vial comes from a girl who waited 10 years for a soldier who never came home. Another comes from a child who gave up her only toy to save her friend. Another from a poet who died with his final verse. Unwritten aliens by these moments, and drink them slowly. Some cry, some scream, some fall into deep sleep, and dream of oceans and fireflies. They cannot explain what they feel, only that they want more. But human nectar is rare, and the price is rising. In a smoky back room above Joral's chamber, three beings argue. One is a broker from the Threxian Empire, one is a prince from the Crystal Suns, the third is a masked trader with no name and no face. They argue over a new vial. The broker says it is fake, the prince says it is weak, the masked trader only laughs and opens the vial. The smell of rain on dry earth fills the room, the air grows heavy. The lights flicker, and all three fall silent as the emotion hits them. The memory in the vial is pure, a moment of sacrifice. A mother choosing to stay behind so her child can escape. It is too powerful, too fake, too raw, to ignore. The prince offers a moon, the broker offers a war fleet. The masked trader says nothing, and disappears with the violator. Ziril writes a new symbol in his book outside the shop. The word spreads. A new source has been found. A collector has returned with the richest nectar seen in years. Rumors grow like fire. Some say Earth is leaking again. Some say humans are starting to remember. Some say the old rule is breaking in. The highest towers of the black market, a group of cloaked figures gather. They are the silent circle, the ones who run the trade. From the shadows they speak in code and firelight. They agree on one thing: the harvest must grow. They send out messages to the hidden collectors. More nectar is needed. Earth must be watched. Emotions must rise. And so in quiet corners of Earth, strange events begin to happen. A boy loses his father in a fire. A woman finds love and loses it in one night. A soldier returns to a home that no longer knows his name. And in each moment, a whisper in the air, a shimmer no one sees. No one sees. Another vial is filled, another memory sold, another craving fed. The black market of Varnock shines a little brighter, and far above, beyond light and law, something ancient begins to stir. Remembers the first craving, it remembers the wars, and now it watches Earth once more. In a quiet lab orbiting a dead star, three alien scientists stand around a glass table watching a small drop of gold liquid spin in zero gravity. They do not speak. They are afraid of what they are seeing. They are afraid because the drop is not just a chemical, it is alive in a way they cannot understand. The lab belongs to the Ilari, a race of thinkers and dreamers, with eyes like mirrors and minds like machines. They have no hunger, no war, no need for lies, but they are curious, and curiosity has led them to study the forbidden thing, human nectar. The sample was stolen from the black market by a rogue explorer who paid for it with his mind. His body still breathes in a sleep chamber, but his thoughts are gone, lost in the memory the nectar gave him. Now the scientists study the sample under light and energy. They try heat and cold, they try pressure and time. But nothing changes it. It remains golden, it remains perfect. One scientist named Vela dares to taste it. She touches a single molecule to her tongue, and she sees Earth. She sees a boy giving his last meal to a starving dog. She sees a woman writing letters to a soldier who will never read them. She sees fire and rain and music and silence all at once. Villa falls back, her skin glows. Her voice shakes as she speaks one word: emotion. The others are shocked. They thought it was just a drug, just a brain signal. But this is more. This is memory turned into light. This is feeling turned into liquid. They run new tests. They compare the nectar to thousands of other samples from across the stars. No match, no close copy. Only humans make it. But why? The answer comes slowly. In the human brain, there is a part that glows when feeling is strong. It is not just fear or pain. It is the mix. The moment when sadness holds hands with hope. The second when love dies and still leaves warmth. This is the spark that makes nectar. And only humans have it, not because they are special, but because they break and still rise, because they hurt and still care, because they dream. Even when the sky falls, other species feel, but they do not create. They do not burn from inside the way humans do. The scientists name the core signal the ember. They find that it only appears during real emotion, not faked, not copied, only pure moments. They test this by watching humans in simulations. A mother holding her sick child. A man watching the stars where his family vanished. A girl singing to herself in the dark, after losing everything. Each time the ember glows, each time nectar forms in the brain. Not much, just a tiny trace, but enough, and, when harvested with care, the memory stays inside the nectar. Like a living dream, the Ilari do not want to use it, they want to understand it, but others do not feel. The same message is sent from deep space, encrypted and cold. It says, You have what we need, you will give it to us. The scientists lock the lab. They hide the sample, they send warnings to the council. But the council already knows, they knew before. The first drop reached the market, they knew, and they stayed silent, because even the council cannot resist the craving one. Of the scientists, a young male named Oren begins to change. He stares at the sample too long. He dreams of Earth every night. He plays the same human song again and again, a song of loss and love and wind in the trees. One day he sneaks into the vault. He opens the case. He drinks one full vial and he sees it all. He sees a human boy give his life to save strangers in a burning school. He sees a woman forgive the one who hurt her the most. He sees a soldier bury his best friend and smile through tears, and Oren cries for the first time in his life. He begs the others to destroy the rest. He says it is too strong, too pure, too dangerous, but it is too late. The signal has been traced. The lab is surrounded by ships with dark flags and sharp weapons. The scientists send one last message into space. They say it is not just a drug, it is not just a treasure, it is a mirror of the soul, and the soul is not meant to be sold. Then the signal ends, the lab is lost. But the knowledge is not somewhere far away in a quiet room. On Earth a human child cries with no one to hear, and in that cry the ember glows again. Asterisk, long before the first vial was traded, long before the council made its silent law. There were the collectors. They are not soldiers. They are not hunters. They are watchers. They do not take with guns or claws. They take with silence and shadows. No one knows where they come from. They do not belong to any single race. They are chosen. Chosen by craving, chosen by their ability to feel nothing while harvesting everything. They wear many faces. Some look like humans, some look like animals. Some do not look like anything Earth has ever known. They walk among cities, dressed like travelers, or strangers, or just another sad face in the crowd. They stay close to the broken. They feed off pain like bees feed off flowers. Collector does not speak unless needed. A collector does not kill unless seen. A collector does not feel anything but hunger. Collector carries a small black box, no larger than a hand. The box is smooth, cold, silent. Inside is a machine older than most stars, a tool made to pull the ember from a human moment without leaving a trace. The box works only when emotion is real. It listens to laughter. It listens to fear. It waits for the exact second when feeling becomes pure. Then it opens and pulls a thread of golden light from the human soul. The human never remembers. They feel tired. They feel lost sometimes. They feel like something is missing, but they do not know what, and the collector moves on it. A city of rain and metal. One collector named Vaughn watches a girl named Mia. She is 12. She is brave. She hides food under her bed for her little brother. Her parents are gone. The city does not care, but she smiles anyway. She sings old songs and tells stories that make her brother sleep with a peaceful face. Vaughn is curious. He watches her for days. Each night she hugs her brother and whispers, "We are okay, we are safe, we are strong." Vaughn knows the time is near. One night, Mia gives her only coat to an old man sleeping in the cold. She walks home shaking. She tells her brother they still have each other. She smiles, but her eyes are wet. Vaughn opens the box. A golden thread rises from her like breath in the winter air. It floats into the machine and disappears. Vaughn nods. He turns. He leaves, but that night, something strange happens. Vaughn dreams. He sees Mia's face. He hears her voice. He feels warmth. Collectors do not dream. They are not supposed to, but Vaughn dies in another place, far away. A collector named Sheth watches a war zone. Bombs fall, children scream, soldiers run through fire and smoke. Sheth waits for one man, a medic who runs into danger, to pull others out. The man is named Joel. He has seen death. He has lost friends, but still he moves. Still he saves. Still he hopes. Sheth waits for the right moment. Joel drags a wounded soldier from a burning building. His hands are burned. His breath is short, but he smiles when the soldier lives. Sheth opens the box, but this time Joel sees it. He sees the shimmer. He feels the pull. He hears a sound like a song made of tears, and then Sheth is gone. Joel wakes up in a field with a cut on his neck and a deep feeling of emptiness. But he remembers hand. That changes everything now. One human knows. One human remembers the collector, and one is all it takes. Joel begins to search. He writes down what he saw. He studies the strange wound. He finds old records of people who felt the same. People who said they lost something but did not know what. He finds drawings made by children of glowing threads. He finds music made by broken hearts that speaks of golden dreams and cold eyes. In the dark, Joel connects the pieces. He learns about the black market. He learns about the craving. He learns about the vials, and he makes a promise he will not let it continue. While the collectors keep hunting, Joel begins to hunt them. He becomes a shadow. He follows whispers. He learns their signs. He finds old tech buried in forgotten labs. He builds his own box. Not to collect, but to expose. Joel sends a signal into space. He says, I know what you are. I know what you take. I will stop you on. Far away in places where stars die and secrets grow, the collectors listen. They do not feel fear, but they understand danger, because now for the first time a human is hunting them. In the dark corners of Earth, where pain still blooms, the golden threads continue to rise. But now someone is watching the watchers. Joel stands in the middle of an empty street, with dust in his lungs and silence in his ears. Around him, a broken wall, smoke rising. Power lines hanging like dead vines. The war is over, but peace never came. Only silence and questions. He touches the mark on his neck. Again, it is small, but cold, like it was never part of his skin. He remembers the shimmer. He remembers the strange hum, like a song with no notes, and most of all, he remembers the feeling, the deep pull. Like something inside him was taken and wrapped in gold. He begins to walk not just through cities, but through data, through files that were never meant to be read, through voices that were never meant to be heard. He finds names, people who saw the shimmer and never spoke again. People who woke up with cold marks and empty hearts. People who dreamed of golden threads floating into the stars. Joel does not stop. He builds a map. A map of pain, a map of moments. Each pin marks a place where someone felt too much fear, too much love, too much sorrow, and then felt nothing. The pattern is clear. The collectors follow strong emotion. They wait until the soul burns, then they steal the flame. Joel finds an old radio tower in the mountains. He powers it up with parts from broken drones and forgotten satellites. He sends a signal, short, sharp, true. He says to whoever is listening, you are not alone, you are not crazy. They are real. They are taking something from US days past. Then one night the tower blinks. A message comes. Through it is not a voice. It is a song, soft and broken, made of sounds that feel like memories attached. Is a file. Inside are images, vials, symbols, faces, and one line of text. We see you, Joel. The signal vanishes, but the proof remains. Joel sends the images to the world. He uploads them to every free net and pirate channel. He spreads them like fire, and people begin to wake up. Woman in Brazil remembers the night she saw a light float from her dying mother's chest. A boy in Kenya remembers the man with no eyes who smiled as he cried. A soldier in Ukraine remembers the flash of gold just before he blacked out. The stories match. The signs are the same. The collectors are real. Governments try to hide it. They say it is a trick. They say it is a lie. Bet truth moves faster than silence. Joel becomes a ghost. He moves from place to place, always one step ahead, always listening, always watching. He catches his first collector in a subway in New York. She looks like a woman, kind face, soft voice, but her box hums when a nearby man starts crying on the phone. Joel steps forward. He points a strange device at her. A small rod made of earth, metal, and alien wire. The collector freezes. Her smile fades. Her eyes go dark. Joel speaks only one word. Box in her coat shakes. Then it opens. A golden thread flows back into the air and vanishes into the crying man. He looks up. He blinks, he breathes, then he smiles. Through his tears the collector runs, but Joel already has her image. He sends it to the world now. People know their faces now. They fight back. The collectors begin to hide deeper. They change forms faster. They move to smaller towns, to lonely roads, to quiet rooms where cameras cannot see. But Joel follows, always one step behind, always learning. He finds old tech. He finds stolen files from the council. He learns how the box works. He learns how the nectar is stored. He learns that each vial carries not just emotion, but memory. Real memory, a moment trapped forever. And if enough vials are opened, if enough threads are released, humans might remember what was taken. They might feel everything again. And that is what the council fears. Joel now carries a new device, not just a tracker, not just a disruptor, but a KR key to unlock what was stolen. Plans one final broadcast, a signal strong enough to reach every screen, every speaker, every heart. But he needs one more thing. A vial taken from him. The one stolen by Chef. The one made when he saved a life and lost something inside. He tracks Chef to an old moon base near Jupiter. Dark, abandoned, cold inside. A vault of vials, each glowing with pain and beauty and light. Joel walks through the vault. He stops when he sees it. His vial, his thread, still glowing. He touches it, and everything comes back. Fire, the fear, the choice, the sacrifice. He cries, not because he is weak, but because he remembers. He places the vial in his device and begins the countdown. The world is about to feel abandoned. The collectors for the first time will feel fear. Across the stars where suns burn blue and moons cry, rivers of fire. A signal bursts through the dark, like a flare in a dream. It carries no weapon, it carries no threat, it carries truth. Joel's voice echoes across satellites and deep space relays. It reaches pirate stations and hidden networks. It finds rebels and royals and runaways, and it speaks to every being who still remembers how to feel. He tells them the story. He shows them the vials he plays, the memories inside them. He lets the galaxy see what was taken. People weep on planets that have never seen rain. Warriors drop their blades as joy fills their broken hearts. Old leaders stare at the stars and whisper names they forgot long ago. But not all are pleased. The Galactic Council watches in silence from their silver towers above the burning sun of Thranos. They speak without mouths, they move without motion, and they fear the return of the craving. They fear the rise of Earth. They fear that if humans remember their worth, the trade will end and power will fall. So they send their message to the black market: erase the signal, silence the human, destroy the proof. But the market is changing too. The silent circle breaks its own code. Some traders refuse the order they have tasted. True nectar, they have seen the real light. They cannot go back. One trader named Skell turns his ship toward Earth. He carries a cargo of stolen vials. Not to sell, but to return. Meanwhile, the collectors grow desperate. They strike harder. They hunt deeper. They no longer wait for moments of sorrow. They create them. They crash systems. They start fires. They pull strings behind news and power. Anything to make humans feel anything, to feed their machines. But Joel is not alone. Now a group rises, humans and aliens alike, scientists, poets, warriors and dreamers. They call themselves the Flame Keepers. Wear no uniforms, they follow no flag. Only the ember. They believe emotion is not weakness, it is strength, it is memory, it is life. They move fast, they break the vaults, they release the vials, they build devices to block the collectors. They teach others how to see the shimmer. Earth becomes a battlefield. But not with tanks, not with bombs, with feeling. Every heartbreak now has meaning, every tear now holds power, and the collectors begin to lose control. The council sends fleets, silent warships, made of black glass and dark energy. They surround Earth like wolves in the night. But something strange happens. When the ships come close, they hear music, the signal. He's still playing. Joel's voice still carries, and the memories inside the vials sing like stars. Breaking. One pilot drops his weapon. He sees his own childhood in a human memory. Another takes off her helmet and cries. Then one ship turns away. Then another, then 10. Then all the council grows quiet in secret rooms. They argue. Some still want to crush Earth. Others now wonder if humans are not prey. But something. Maria, third force, enters the war. The Threxan Empire, once addicted to nectar, now broken and scattered. They rise again, but not to steal. They come to help their leader, once a prince who bought emotions, now a warrior who protects them, says, "We owe a debt to the ones who gave us feeling. We will repay it in fire if we must." The war is no longer hidden. Vials are shattered across the stars. Memories pour into the air like wild rain. Old pain returns. But so does old love. Earth lights up with signals from 100 worlds. Messages of support, gifts of knowledge, songs never sung before. Stands on a mountain with a new device. It is the final piece, the Ember Career machine that can store and share real emotion. Not to sell, but to heal. He speaks again, not to warn, but to invite. He says, "Come to Earth, not for war, but for truth." And they come, not ships of conquest, but ships of wonder. Scholars, artists, elders, all wanting to learn from the source. The collectors scatter, their boxes fail. Their shadows break, but some remain hiding, waiting, believing the craving will return. And perhaps it will, because the ember is not a curate, is a fire, and fire can light the way or burn the world. Joel knows this. He does not seek to control it, only to protect. Ith passes the flame to others, then walks into the forest, quiet and free. The war may not be over, but the truth can no longer be hidden. And now the galaxy knows humans are not just a source. They are a spark, and that spark has become a flame. In the farthest chamber of the Lost Moon Station, hidden behind layers of ice and ancient metal, a single vial rests on a stone pedestal. It is different from the others. It does not glow gold. It glows white. No one knows who made it. No one knows what memory it holds. It is sealed with a mark, older than language, a spiral within a spiral, a symbol of creation and destruction. A silent voice speaks inside those who look upon it, not with words but with feeling, fear, hope, wonder. The vial has not been touched for centuries, until now a girl named Ellen finds it while searching through the remains of the station. She is not a soldier. She is not a scientist. She is a wanderer, a child of two worlds, human father, alien mother, born during the craving, raised in the aftermath. She carries no weapons, only a small bag filled with stories written on paper, and a song in her head that she cannot forget. When she touches the vial, the world does not shake. The stars do not fall, but something opens inside. Herodor, a memory, a truth. She sees a vision. A long time ago, before the council, before the collectors, before even the first ship left Earth, there was something inside humans, not just emotion, not just thought, but a light, a deep inner flame that No other race ever had it. It was not power, it was not magic, it was meaning, the ability to turn pain into beauty, the ability to turn loss into song. The ability to feel and still move forward. The first aliens who came to Earth did not come to conquer. They came to learn. They watched humans cry and laugh and dance in the fire, and they felt something new, something strong, something addictive. They did not understand it, so they tried to take it. They built the first box, the first tool to catch the feeling, to trap the light, and when they used it, they changed. They began to crave more. They forgot why they came. They forgot to ask. They only took. That was the true beginning of the craving. Ellen sees all of it, the wars, the secrets, the lies, the sorrow, trapped in glass, and then she sees something else. The light was never meant to be stolen, it was meant to be shared. The white vial is not nectar. It is the first memory, the first moment a human gave love, without wanting anything back, a gift so pure that it became eternal. And Ellen understands the craving was never about emotion, it was about connection, a desire to feel what it means to be alive. She takes the vial, she walks to the edge of the galaxy, to the ancient beacon of minds, a tower built before history once used to speak across light years. Now silent and broken, she climbs the tower alone, with wind in her hair and stars above her, and when she reaches the top, she places the vial in the heart of the beacon. The tower hums softly at first, then louder, then with voices. Voices of the past, voices of the present, voices, not of warning but of welcome. The beacon lights up, and the message is sent, not to declare war, not to spread fear, but to remind all beings of one thing. You do not need to take to feel, you do not need to steal to understand, you only need to listen. Planets pause, ships slow, markets fall silently, and across the stars, for the first time in 1,000 years, there is peace, not because of law, not because of force, but because of a story shared. Collectors vanish into myths, boxes rust in corners, vials are emptied and poured into rivers and oceans and winds, so that feeling can return to where it belongs. Joel hears the signal while walking through the forest. He smiles. He knows his part is over. Ellen becomes the new flamekeeper, but she does not guard the fire. She spreads it in classrooms, in poems, in dreams. The galaxy begins to heal, one moment at a time, but in the deep dark, beyond even the edge of stars, something still stirs, a shadow with no face, a hunger with no name. Because where there is light, there will always be those who want it for themselves. But now, the galaxy is ready now. They remember, and in every heart that dares to feel, that dares to cry, that dares to love without asking for anything back, there is a spark. And if enough sparks rise, they cannot be stopped, because humans were never just a species. They were never just a source. They were a mirror showing every being what they could become. And in the end, that is the most powerful thing of all.